Now after the break-even analysis, the next chapter which we are going to discuss in the industrial engineering is your inventory, right? Inventory plays a very major role in any organization. If we talk about of any production system or any manufacturing industry, or you can say any industry, the inventory plays a very important role, right? Because the demand supply condition, you are forecasting the demand, but suppose in any month the demand will go high, so you have to keep a safe stock so that you can meet the demand, right? So that there will be a profit to your organization. So that's why inventory plays a very important role in any organization. So we can say that inventory can be termed as the stock on hand, right? You are keeping some stock on hand at a given point of time, which may be helped for the purpose of later use, or you can say later sale, right? So you are keeping some of the inventory in your hand so that it can be used if suppose in the coming month your sale, or you can say your demand will go high. So in that case you are having some stock at hand. You have to keep some stock on hand so that you can meet that demand. Now we can say that inventory is not, you can say that inventory is not of the only finished product. Inventory means that you have to keep a stock for the raw material also, work in hand inventory also, semi-finished product inventory, finished product inventory. You have to keep, you have to store some amount of all these type of inventory in your store, right? So we can say that this inventory will be used for the later purpose or the later sale, and we can say that it includes, this inventory will include your raw material inventory. Your raw material inventory is also included. You have to keep some stock of raw material so that if you need to produce or you need to increase your production in the coming month, so you have that stock of raw material. Then we have work in process inventory, work in process inventory, work in process inventory, and also some semi-finished product. Suppose you have the industry of producing, let us say, automobile. So you have some semi-finished product inventory. You keep some semi-finished product inventory which can be used for production in the later month, right? If your demand goes high. And also you keep the inventory of finished product also. Inventory of finished product also. So all the types of inventory you have to keep, right? You have to keep the all type of inventory. Now we can say that a fundamental objective of a good system of operation control of inventory is to be able to, we can say that what will be the good system of inventory control? You cannot store a large amount of inventory, because keeping the inventory, keeping the finished product, or you can say keeping the raw material will incur some cost, right? Suppose you make the inventory of the raw material, then you have to purchase that raw material. So if you are purchasing the raw material from some other point, then placing the order will also incur some cost. Transporting that raw material from a company to your company is also included some cost. Storing that raw material or that inventory in storage room, it will also include some cost. Also, if you are maintaining a inventory, then the depreciation cost will also be there, and you have to material handling, you have to handle that inventory, then material handling cost will be there. So much cost will be associated with the inventory. So you are not supposed to keep the inventory very large, right? You are not keeping the inventory of a very large amount of products. You have to plan your inventory so that you can meet your demand also, and in a simultaneous manner, we can say that the cost which you have to bear, because to store an inventory, because to keep an inventory, you need that cost will be as low as possible. So you have to invent a system, you have to think about a system which can make this inventory cost as low as possible. So we can say that the good system of inventory control will be able to, first of all, place an order at the right time, right? So if your inventory control system or the management of inventory control is good, then you know that what will be the good time to place an order for the raw material or for some other material to whom you want to store the inventory, you want to keep the inventory. So place an order at the right time, also from the right source, right? So that the cost which you incurred in transporting that raw material to your company will be as low as possible, and also to acquire the right quantity, right? This quantity is playing a very important role, because suppose you ordered a large amount of raw material, then the money which is by which you want to buy that raw material will be waste, right? Suppose your consumption is 100, but you keep the inventory of 200 units, so that 100 units inventory will bear some cost. That inventory you purchase with some money, that money will be waste for you. So to acquire the right quantity, you have to plan for it at the right price, obviously, right, as low as possible, and of right quality, right? So all these things you have to plan for it for the good inventory control system. Now, what is the reason why you need inventory management, right? Why we need inventory management is so that we can keep the track of our inventory and offer a centralized view of stock, right? If your inventory management is good, then you know that what is the inventory on hand at a certain point of time and what will be the demand in the coming future, so that you will take the decision that whether now you have to reorder your inventory or not, right? So it will keep the track of your inventory. You know that what will be the inventory on hand, and then it will give you a centralized view of stock so that you can reorder it if you need it. Then it will also control your cost, right? If suppose your inventory, your in-hand inventory is up to the level which you require at a certain point of time, so there is no need to reorder that inventory, reorder that raw material. So it will control your cost, and obviously it will improve your delivery, right? If you have some good inventory with you and there is a demand in the market, then it can improve your delivery, and it will manage planning and forecasting. This forecasting is a very important role. This forecasting will play a very important role in any industry. This forecasting, why? Because you need to forecast whether there is a demand in the coming future or not, right? So this forecasting will play a very important role. This forecasting, right? So we can say that also the good inventory system will reduce the time of managing the inventory. It will reduce the time of managing the inventory. Now let us discuss that what are the various costs associated with the inventory. There are some costs that are associated with the inventory. First one is purchase cost. We will discuss it one by one. First one is the purchase cost, then ordering or setup cost, then holding the inventory or carrying cost, and at the last we have shortage or stock out cost. We have these 4 costs which are associated with the inventory. We have to discuss it one by one, right? Purchase cost, ordering or setup cost, holding or carrying cost, then shortage or stock out cost. Now let us discuss first what do we mean by purchase cost. First of all, let us discuss what do we mean by purchase cost. Purchase cost means when you place an order for the raw material or for some inventory or some product. If you place an order, suppose for 100 units you place an order, right? So suppose for the 1 unit the price will be 500, right? So for the 100 units the price which you have to pay is 50,000. So that 50,000 is the purchase cost, right? Purchase cost, it is a cost of purchasing the inventory, right? It is a cost of purchasing the inventory. How much cost you will bear to purchase that inventory, it will be the purchase cost, and it depends upon the quantity. That is important. The purchase cost will depends upon the quantity of purchase, right? The more quantity you purchase, the more will be the purchase cost, right? So we can say that the purchase cost will be equal to the number of units you purchase into cost per unit. So if I write here, so we can say that purchase cost will be equal to simple number of units you purchase into number of units into the purchase cost for 1 unit into cost per unit. This will be the purchase cost. Right? So purchase cost will be your number of units into cost per unit. This is the purchase cost. Second will be the ordering cost or setup cost. This is important. Now just pay attention, what do we mean by ordering cost and your setup cost. Suppose you want some inventory, right? You want some product, so you have to order it, right? You have to order it from some of the other industry, or you have to, suppose you need to increase the production of that raw material. Suppose raw material is produced by you only. Suppose that semi-finished product is produced by you only. Then to increase the production of that semi-finished product, you need to set up some machine, you need to set up a plant for it. So ordering cost or setup cost means that. Ordering cost means when you are ordering that quantity from some other industry, right? So you have to place the order, you have to go for the tender, or some ordering will be there, some cost will be there associated with that order. And setup cost means if that semi-finished product you require in your future and you want to increase the inventory of that semi-finished product, and that semi-finished product will be made by you only, so you want to increase the production of that semi-finished product, then to increase the production of that semi-finished product, you need to set up a system, you need to set up the machine, you need to set up the plant. So the cost associated with that setup will include in the ordering cost, right? So we can say that ordering cost means when inventory will purchase from outside. This is important, right? It is written here that when inventory will purchase from outside, then it is known as ordering cost. And ordering cost will be equal to number of orders into cost per order, right? This is important. So we can say that ordering cost will be equal to if I write here, ordering cost will be equal to, these are the cost which you want to see. Ordering cost will be equal to number of orders, how much you want, how much order you placed. This is for 1 month or 1 year, that will depend upon the situation. So number of orders into cost per order. Number of orders into cost per order. This will be your ordering cost. Right? So the ordering cost will depend upon number of orders. This is the important thing which you have to see, that this ordering cost will depend only on number of orders. Depend only on number of orders, right? Depend only on number of orders. If the number of orders are more, then the cost of the ordering will be more, right? Why I am writing this? Because this is the function of the inventory management. The managers who are controlling the inventory, they always try to minimize these number of orders, right? They will forecast, they will analyze the situation, and they will try to minimize the number of orders, because for every order you have to issue the purchase orders, or you can say POs, you have to call for the tenders, various costs are associated with the ordering. So you always want that the number of orders will be as low as possible, so that the ordering cost will be less, right? So this is